everybody to the Single and Stiletto Show. I'm Suzanne Oshima, and I'm a matchmaker and dating coach at Dream Bachelor and Bachelorette. I'm also the founder of Single and Stilettos. Today we have on our show Diana Antholis, and she's a lifestylist and mind body coach at dianaantholis.com. And I'm so excited to have her here today. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Suzanne. This is fabulous.
Yeah, this is great. Before we get started, I would love for you to tell our audience your background.
Well, as you said, I'm a lifestylist and mind body coach. And what that is helping women really understand who they are and love their lives. And so I kind of go at a holistic approach to the entire life and feeling healthy in the mind, body, and soul. And so we go deep into some emotions and try to release them. And we really go into movement too. And we just really want to make sure that the woman is happy and living a fulfilled life. And I love doing the coaching. I do some personal training as well.
That's great. And I think that's really important for women to understand that this is all interconnected. And if you don't think it is, you're wrong. And it's all interconnected also when it comes to dating. Okay, so today's topic, we're going to talk about he can't love you unless you love yourself. So Diana, tell us, what are some of your tips on how a woman can love herself?
Oh, wow. Self-love is so important. It's so important. And so many of us don't have it. And it's really, really upsetting. And that's the first thing to feeling beautiful and radiant and elegant is believing it. And a lot of us just don't believe that we have it. And why? Why aren't you believing it? Like, start to ask yourself these questions. Like, why do I not believe that I'm beautiful? What's happened in my life that's made me think that I'm not? And like, really try to dig deep on this one. And it takes some self-reflection. But, I mean, try to figure out what's making you feel like you're not beautiful. Did someone say something to you once that's harboring in your brain, that's stuck there? I mean, was that just one person? I mean, I think we can all think about times where even in middle school or high school, maybe a boy was teasing you, really because he liked you, but maybe it stuck with you. Maybe it was something that you were really self-conscious about. So the first thing is really believing it. So how do you believe it? It's like you have to figure out why you're not believing in it first. Like, start really thinking about it and ask people too. Like, what do you love about me? Why do you think I'm beautiful? And people will be able to give you answers, because it can be hard to do this for ourselves. It's always hard to talk about yourself. So ask people.
I think that's great. And I think a good point to bring up, ladies, is it's not just about physical beauty, it's also beauty on the inside. And that's key, is to remember that, right, Diana?
Right. Absolutely. It's how you feel that makes you beautiful. I mean, how you express yourself, how unique you are, what you offer to this world is what makes you beautiful. I mean, there are lots of people that can walk around without makeup on, without the fancy dress, everything, and they're beautiful because they're owning it. They're being themselves. Right. And that's what's beautiful, is when you're really being yourself.
No, I think that's so true. So now, when it comes to a woman's body, how can she fall in love with the body that she has, flaws and all? Because I've never heard a woman go, well, I have the perfect body. A woman always hates some part of her body. So how can she just fall in love with her body, flaws and everything?
Right. So this is all about self-acceptance and accepting yourself for who you are. And this can be really difficult when we are comparing ourselves to other people. So I think that's the first step that you have to take, is understanding who you're comparing yourself to. So why are you saying that you have flaws? Like, does somebody else not have that certain thing that you have? And do you want what that person has? So you have to start asking this. Okay, so am I comparing myself to someone else? Who is this and what do they have that I don't have that I want? Okay, and then you say, well, why do I want what that person has? Why? What is it? And then you have to think about, do I really want it? Or I just think that I might want it because it seems unreachable.
Right.
Again, like something with a challenge or a competition. Like, why are we thinking about this? Do we really, really want it? Or is it just because this other person has it? And so you have to start thinking, okay, say somebody does have something that you want. Well, what can you start doing to get yourself there? Instead of wallowing in self-doubt and thinking you have all these flaws and nobody's going to like you, start doing something. Start taking steps towards working on yourself. And it's not about having the perfect body, it's feeling good in that body. So it's really about, like I said, accepting who you are, but also working towards what makes you feel good about yourself.
Exactly. And I think you'll agree with me, a big part of this is self-confidence. So how can a woman become more confident?
Yes, confidence. We all want to exude confidence. Well, there's a few different things. There's self-confidence, and that's about like mastering some kind of skill, whether it's learning how to cook or learning a new language. And the key to that is practicing. So if we want to be confident in something, we have to practice more. So instead of just saying like, I want confidence, say, okay, what do I want confidence in? And then you have to work towards that. And the other part of it is they're all like self-efficacy and self-esteem. They're all interconnected, and we have to kind of understand what they mean. So do you believe that you can have something? Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe that you can learn that language? Do you believe that you can attract a man? Because if you don't believe that you can, then there's not going to be any self-confidence at all. So it kind of goes in these little steps. Like first you have to believe in it, then you have to practice it. I mean, honestly, it's one of those things too where if you don't have confidence in dating, what's the best way to get confidence in dating? Go on dates.
That is so true.
Yeah. Like whether they are terrible dates or not, you're going to learn something. And that's the most important part. Dating is not about just finding that perfect person that you're going to marry right away. It's a learning experience for the two of you. So go into it as that. Don't go into it like, oh my God, is he going to give me a ring in 6 months? Go into it like, okay, I'm learning what I like, what I don't like, if we're compatible, if you have certain things that I think will be good for the two of us, do we have the same interests? Think about those kind of things because we put so much pressure on ourselves, and it messes up our confidence. So you have to believe it and then just start doing. Just start going. Just start talking to people. Don't worry about, the dinner and dancing and whatever. Just be yourself. And if that person doesn't like you for who you are, then screw them. I mean,
exactly.
That's how we have to think. Like, don't worry so much about what's happening with someone else. Think about yourself.
Exactly.
Loving yourself.
And I love, Diana, I love that you said to go out on as many dates as you can, because that will bring about confidence. And the other thing that it will bring about is you'll start to discover more things about yourself and what you like and what you don't like. And when you find the right man, you're going to know, because you've gone out on so many dates and you found what you didn't want. And so when you come across the right man, you're going to go, now I know. And I know that sounds funny, but it's actually very, very true, because if you don't date a lot and then you meet a guy and things are going great, there's always going to be this question in your mind is he really the right guy? Because I haven't really dated a lot before, right?
Right, exactly. And I can even say from personal experience too. I mean, I was always in long relationships, and then when I'd come out of them, I'd say, I don't know how to date, but I would just talk to people. And I think that was the most important thing too, is again, not putting so much pressure on finding dates, but just talking to other men. It can be in a very casual situation, in a group situation, just talking, because it's about getting to know one another. That's what a date is. So if you're just getting to know different guys in different ways, then you can kind of hone down what you want, and then you can understand what you want. Just like you say, like, you want to figure out what's best for you.
Exactly. And it's going to build up your confidence, ladies. And ladies, this is the one thing that I will tell you that I think is very, very important for you to know is men find confident women really, really sexy. If you're insecure, it can be a huge turnoff to men. So it's really important, ladies, to build up your self-confidence and know your self-worth. Well, these have been some great tips, Diana. So give us your best mind-body tip for women.
Well, my best mind-body tip is to ask yourself how you want to feel. And really, really think about this. Say, how do I want to feel right now? And this can be if you're feeling kind of stressed or anxious about anything that's going on in your life. Say, how do I want to feel? And then push yourself into that and say, okay, I'm going to start thinking in ways that are going to make me feel that way. So if you want to feel happy, start thinking in ways that are going to make you happy. And ask your friends, write it down, talk to people, and kind of get yourself back into that mindset where you're thinking positively, you're being your best self, and you're exuding a lot of confidence that way.
I love that, because I think a lot of us don't think that we're in control of our emotions and how we feel, but we really are.
Absolutely.
That's great. So, Diana, tell our audience how they can find you.
Well, you can find me at unleashyoursexy.com. I'm all over social media. You can find me there. My full name is Diana Antholis, and I'm the only one in the world. So you can easily find me on Google. But unleashyoursexy.com, easiest way.
That's great. I can't believe you're the only one in the world. That's great. Yes. That's awesome. Well, thanks everybody for joining us on the Single and Stilettos show. Our show is available both in video format and podcast format. If you would like to view the videos, you can go to singleandstilettos.com. And if you would like to get the podcast, you can download it from iTunes. And if you would like to get our free report on the top 10 secrets on what attracts a man and what turns him off, you can click right here on the video, or you can go to singleandstilettos.com.